Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report Podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report Podcast. Long time no see. This is the off season. You're going to be seeing a lot less of us from now until about October. But we're here now with me, Cody, Steve, and Jacob, revisiting the show. So Summer League is over for the Celtics. That's where we are, the end of the Summer League for the Celtics. There hasn't been a champion crowned yet, as you guys were just saying. So that's still ongoing. But there's still plenty to dissect from the Celtics Summer League team. Where do you guys want to start? You guys want to start with some standouts? You want to talk about what they're doing or anything you want to dive into?
I mean, the obvious standout is Jordan Walsh. I mean, he's the only player off the Summer League that's on a full-time contract with the Celtics for next year. So, I mean, his athleticism and his ability to play defense is wild. Like I was saying last night, if he puts as much effort into training and working out as he does as playing defense, then he's going to be an impact player in the next couple of years for the Celtics.
Yeah, he's got a huge frame.
Huge. He's like 6'8" or something like that, right, Jacob?
Something like that, and his wingspan is like way bigger, right?
He's super.
Yeah, you can just tell. That's why I think he's deceptive. Like he's deceivingly like nearly as strong as Grant. I think he's just like more like a longer arm dude. Like Grant was kind of a T-Rex. People don't like to talk about it. That's what really contributed to him looking so jacked, is that he was a T-Rex. His wingspan. I think he was an equal wingspan dude, or I think he was an equal wingspan dude, or shorter than his arm, like JJ Redick.
Negative wingspan guy.
Desmond Bain, famous T-Rex arm guy.
That's the guy I was thinking of. Yeah, he got the real short fucking arms.
And if you think about the players with like the bigger popcorn biceps in the league, it's them because they got the shorter arms.
Yeah. It's easier to build muscle on a short frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Jordan Walsh definitely got to put some muscle on, though. He's skinny. He's little. He's got to put on some muscle. I mean, I think he's going to get bullied around a lot if he tries to guard up. But I think out on the perimeter, I think he could be a real impact player. He's very active hands, always in the right place, making second efforts. His passing was actually what surprised me the most out of that. He was making some great passes, making great reads off the pick and roll. Mm-hmm. As a 6'8" wing, making these reads off pick and roll is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and a lot of coming out of the draft, I didn't really know about him a lot. Full disclosure, I didn't know about him. I didn't watch him play a lot in college. But a lot of talk is about him. If he can develop his offensive game to be reliable, he'll be a real starter in this league. And people are saying already he's the steal of the draft. Was he the leading scorer on the Summer League team, or was it J.D. Davison?
I think it was him. I think he was averaging 17 a game, shooting 41% from three.
Yeah, and we'll talk about him, but the second leading scorer was Scrubs, and he hit a two-way contract. So, I think the Celtics, for a lot, just trying to tie it all together, Grant Williams, one thing he does really well is D up. His body, his stature, he D's those big guys up like Giannis, Embiid. He can come in there and he can take those body blows and take the abuse because he's a thick dude. On top of the fact that not the last season, but the season before, he could shoot the ball very well. He's one of the best shooters in the league. So if Walsh can do that, that'd be great. But I think there's going to be more of an emphasis on offense, as you've seen by the offseason moves. Smart, Grant, no longer on the team. We'll talk about him, but they kind of shuttered the defensive capabilities, the defensive stalwarts, the people are great at defense, for hopefully a little bit more offensive production, because I think they're tired of not being able to score. When Jason and Jalen both can't score, they're tired of not having really anything else to go to, I think so. He's been a standout.
Nuggets influence, I think.
Oh, definitely.
It's like they show you can have a middle defense and win if you have just an offense, and then you just turn it on for defense when you need it. You just gotta hope you can do that. It's obviously easier said than done. It's the Nuggets ended up having a good defense in the playoffs, which helped them. But
yeah, I think the Celtics defense is buoyed pretty well by the talents of Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They're both plus defenders. They're both really good defenders, especially when they want to be. And Robert Williams, obviously, he's a he's basically nothing but a defender at this point, because until he develops a post game or a jump shot, he's just like a rim protector.
White too.
White second team all defense. Yep.
Probably better than Smart, like actually at physically at defense now, because I think Smart's going to be a bit injured the rest of his career,
Yeah.
or not his career. I just think he's not as like, I don't know. I think his injuries have gotten to him. I think White probably like is actually more. I mean, if you were watching the games, you'd want White on the best offensive guard, in my opinion. Whenever I was watching the games last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think Smart suffered a lot in his lateral movements. This season he wasn't really quick side to side with that ankle. And Derek White is the type of guy, he's all over the place. He's blocking shots at the rim. He's chasing me down. He's quick side to side, fighting over screens. Not that Smart won't do that. It's just it fell off last year, and Derek White was just on the offensive side a lot more consistent of a player in bucket production at least. Distribution is going to be the issue with those two. Can he distribute as well as Marcus Smart did? Because Marcus Smart was the best distributor last year. So if he can do that, at a base minimum, I think you're going to be better off at the point guard position. And I'm not trying to besmirch Marcus Smart. Love the guy, but probably a better move in the long term. Back to summer league.
I don't think defense really got that much worse, to be honest, in this offseason.
You think
if you look
so?
at it in a vacuum, I mean, Grant didn't play. He got buried on the bench last year, so it wasn't like he was a great defender. And then Smart, like we were just talking about, took a step back. He had a hip injury, an ankle injury. It really just shut him down for the year. Now you're going to start Derek White, second team all defense anyways. He's not as good as Marcus Smart when Marcus Smart's at his best, but he's still really good. And you now got Kristaps Porzingis, who's averaging 1.5 blocks a game last year. Like, that's not like a small feat. And that's the guy that's going to play in those nights that Al doesn't play, because Al's only playing half the nights.
Yeah.
And Porzingis, I know he's injury prone, but he's still going to pick up a lot of the slack, and we're not going to have him playing every game anyways. Like, we're not going to be – most of the times that he was injury prone was times when they leaned on him a lot. And we're not going to lean on him that much in this team. It's like, hey, if you're a little dinged up, hey, guess what? You're not going to play in Memphis tonight, because why the hell do we care? But, like, we're going to save you for Milwaukee. We're going to save you for one of the bigger games.
Yeah. No, I think actually now that you explained it to me, maybe allayed a little bit of my fear. I can see your point. I do think the addition of Kristaps Porzingis is definitely they wanted the guy who could score from that slot, and they got that guy. But his best year defensively was last year, so I think they're much more comfortable with shuttering Smart and Grant, because they have Derek White in pocket, like you said, and they were going to go get Kristaps and bolster the big man defense. So yeah,
what we lost in like strength with Grant, we gained so much. we gained probably just as much in length with KP.
We lost girth, but we gained length. It's like,
would
you prefer girth or would you prefer length?
You scraping the sides, or you pushing out the bottom?
Which one do you want? Yeah.
I cannot. The first like Rob and KP combo lineups is gonna be so fun. I can't wait to watch what the hell that is. Like those, it's gonna be fun.
That's why I want to talk about zones.
Yeah, they played a lot of zone defense this summer league.
They're running zone in the summer league, which I think is I've heard described as a predecessor to what they want to do in the regular season. You look at like a zone defense with the Celtics, where you're on a 3-2 and you're on Derek White up at the point. You're on the Tatum and Jalen on the wings. You got length and athleticism on the wings, and you got Porzingis and Rob sitting on the baseline. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, even if you hit that sweet spot right in the middle, it's like, yeah, we have so much length and so much athleticism on the back end that like even your backdoor cutters aren't really gonna do that much.
I mean, it flustered the Celtics every single time they ran into it.
They could run that zone and they could cause havoc with the length on that team. Like,
we're learning some
wingspan is Derek White, like, and he's like a freak second team all defensive player.
I think we've played the Heat enough that we've like picked up the zone.
We're tired of getting.
No, we never picked up the zone from them. We saw that series. We never picked up the zone. We couldn't figure out how to beat it, so we definitely can't figure out how to play it. We need a whole offseason of that bullshit.
Yeah, hopefully Missoula can sit down with his staff now that he handpicked and get that shit down, because it is effective. Shut down the second best offense in the NBA in the playoffs.
Yeah, you can go 3-2. You can go 2-1-2 if you wanted to. Like you have so many options with this team and the defenders on this team. If you really wanted to just be a dickhead, throw it a zone every once in a while. So I feel
I
like that could
gotta.
really spark your offense. Get them out and running. You get turnovers, get out and run. Well, this team in transition last year was one of the best teams in the league, but we just never got out in transition.
I'm having a little bit of cognitive dissonance with the fact that the Celtics, by all the stats and metrics, were the second best offense in the NBA, right? So how come when they had to be or like put it all together, they would go ice cold for many stretches in games and lose games often that they should have won? I just can't figure out. I mean, it's the three ball. Is it the three ball offense they're playing that when they just can't hit, they can't hit, but when they do hit, they blow teams out by like 20 fucking points or something. Like, I can't. It's just frustrating. It's last season was so frustrating at times, and I can't put my thumb on it. But
Is it like okay, I'm not we all are Marcus Smart fans. We all defended him to the end of the earth. Like literally like for our whole lives so far. Like we watched the goddamn like when we were tanking for Jason Tatum and Smart was our best player. So we can kind of throw some shade. I honestly think that I think there's a common denominator along all the years, and this year we will see if it was honest because Marcus Smart does, like you're saying, he was a big part of the playmaking, and it might have been his direction might stink like late in like in big moments. Like who knows? Maybe it honestly is a sort of a monkey off the back, and he kind of is kind of toxic for a big moment because he's the type of player who's like, guys, I fucking got this, and he doesn't.
Well, we're gonna talk about common denominators. You also had the Jays on all those teams too.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this year will show if it's like, you know what I mean? Like eliminating one is kind of at least helpful because it
I
would
think
take
it's a
a
whole lot
trio at
of.
least. That trio is bad at late executing, and it could Smart kind of has been like their like mentor the whole time.
most definitely.
I think it's
Yeah,
a lot
but
of.
go ahead.
Let's not. They want to step on like. They don't have the step on their throat killer mentality, which is like I guess it's like kind of faux pas to say or whatever, but like
I don't
they
know. Is
really
that
just
true? Like,
never. They never
I,
really did it though. Like you saw them take a lead, and then they would be, oh, okay, well, we can walk the ball up, and then we can just dribble till there's 5 seconds left. I'll take a step back three right here, and if it goes in at the dagger, but if not, okay, well, whatever. We're up by 10 now. Okay, let's try it again. Jalen, your turn. Oh, you want to do a little dribble move, drive, pull up, jumper? No, you miss it. Okay. Oh, well, now we're up by 7. Oh, okay, they're getting a little tighter, and it would just keep going like that. And then if Smart eventually would be like, okay, well, I'm going to take over now. Let me take this three. And then all of a sudden it's a 3 point game and there's 2 minutes left and you just blew a 15-point lead.
listen. Yeah, I get it. Like they don't. I don't know if they don't have the killer. How much of that shit is luck? How much? Because I
Well,
don't
it's been
think
three or
Jason
four
Tatum
years
wants
of
to
watching
lose
it.
game. I don't think he goes into crunch time games thinking like, yeah, okay, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I lose. I think he fully cares. You know.
He's
But
also
I think
younger than me.
it's
Damn.
3 or 4 years of us
Damn.
watching this.
He's
So
25 years old. I'm turning 26 next week, so
But I
like
don't think it's a
I'll give
mental
him that
thing with him.
until he's 27. I'll give him that.
I don't think it's a mental thing with them either, really. But like as a team, like we've watched it for 3 or 4 years. It doesn't matter who the coach was. They did it with Brad. They did it with Ime. They did it with Missoula, where they'd come down and they'd walk the ball up and ISO ball. It's like just run the offense. Keep running the offense. It's like either they're not trusting coaching or they're just deciding that the coaches are deciding that all right, the best shot for them is just burn out 20 seconds off of every shot clock. Like I don't.
Dude,
You're
but
just setting your defense up badly too.
Smart
By
was
taking bad shots.
Smart was like our veteran like captain point guard though. Like so much of that was his call.
I
And
mean, he
also,
was sitting on the bench at times in the playoffs. Like Missoula
you
was
know,
standing up and he was on the bench with the drawing board.
I'm hoping that this means we're gonna become more methodical, like the Nuggets, like not relying on like creativity as much. Like when we're in like hard situations, just fucking like just run plays, just like because you watch the Nuggets and they're just like the Warriors, they just do circles, these circles. They're not like waiting around, like, all right, let's have some make some magic happen.
Constant movement. There's a
Yeah,
constantly play. You have one
Smart's
play,
not like
you have two
that.
or three sets off of that play. I mean, when we were running plays for Brad and everything like that back when there was like Isaiah Thomas and
That's
that,
what you wanted. That's what you want. The
I
methodical
want to
putting
see
it together.
plays, but
Yeah.
like they weren't really running plays last year. Like There were one out of timeout play at the end of the game was throw the ball to Jason Tatum as he's running down the middle of the court as fast as he can and see what happens. Like
Yeah,
it worked, but like
and,
you gotta have more than that in the bag.
and everybody loves to get the ball to your best player, but you got to set him up. Like he's playing against
Yeah.
another professional team. They're gonna know he's
Yeah.
like they're gonna try and stop him.
Coaches have him standing there, like, all right, just throw him the ball now. Like, no, like, you gotta get him in movement, get a switch going, like, get an action going on the other side, so that the other defenders aren't just looking at him.
Yeah,
When he
yeah.
drives and there's four sets of eyes looking at him, it's kind of hard to score because you don't have anything going on the other side of the court.
Another thing is like if it goes in, like then he's gonna look like a genius. But like no, it's like you gotta set up your guy. If you want it to get to Tatum's hand, set up a play to get him open. Don't have him catch it at the top of the fucking key or the half point court line, and fucking try and do like a full running to the rim attack. Like you're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. Maybe because Missoula doesn't have anything in the bag yet.
Great players make
Right.
bad coaches look good.
I really wish that our series was framed more versus of like an actual like taking in a macro sense and looking at Spoelstra versus Missoula. It was really weird how it was like all about the players or like not. I don't know, like about chokes. It's like I think it was we ended up catching. I think we like caught on to what they were doing, like with the Jimmy Butler getting to his spots thing, like way too late, and that's why it was. But like they kind of got us early with like a wicked good game plan, and we fell too far behind. Basically, is what happened.
It's a lot of
They
good
also
coaching.
they also were really hot.
Oh yeah.
Like their offense. I don't mean to. I think you're absolutely right. I think Spoelstra put Missoula in a blender whenever he could,
Yeah.
and really. But that's what happened. Spoelstra is the best coach in the league besides Pop right now, and he's been there for 15 years, close to it.
Dude,
Close
he
to
does
it.
the most with the least, like every fucking year.
Every year they're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter who the hell's on the team. They're gonna make the playoffs and they're gonna fuck up somebody.
Missoula was a coach for like 8 months.
They're
going into
always
that series.
facing us the conference finals. Like we're honestly like fuck the Sixers. Like it's funny that they try to act like we're rivals with them. Like the Heat should be our biggest rival right now. If you look at like how many times we faced in the conference finals, like what we're 1-2 against them now. We've played them 3 of the last 4 years in the conference finals or something. Or
And the Heat always kind of were the rivals, even in the beginning of the aughts, with LeBron and
Yeah.
the Pierce teams.
The Heatles.
Yeah, so I think that to circle back, the Heat got hot and they did finally hit the skids. The steam ran out of their engine when they hit the finals, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Spoelstra really did a great job maximizing the disadvantage and talent that he had. Anyways, the summer league. Jay Scrubs, that's his name, signs a 2-way contract with the team. I'm not really familiar with your game, Jay Scrubs. I think he's a good at offense. He's just not really good at defense. You got anything on this guy? Is he a scrub? I mean, come on, that's an easy joke, right?
yeah, it
That's
is.
low hanging fruit. If I've ever heard
That's
it.
low hanging fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's bad at basketball actually.
This is his 4th team in his 3-year career, so
No, I
Yeah.
think he's always good in the summer league. It feels like, but no,
Journeyman.
yeah.
They call him. A summer
He's
league
not-
journeyman is the worst thing you could be.
yeah. Well, we'll
It's
see.
like, I'm
I
right
mean,
there on the edge, but I'm never gonna make it. But he's
I
now
think-
he's 2-way now, so he can prove himself.
I think the best part he has, the best thing going for him now, I guess, is that the Celtics sort of have a really good. They do a good job at like developing players that can find minutes on the like Cornette.
Celtics, yeah.
Who else?
Hauser.
Hauser. Yeah, Hauser. Yeah, that was the guy I couldn't think of.
Grant got outside help, it seemed, but he was a crazy jump. Like 1
Yeah.
year, like all of a sudden, he's like scored 27
Felt
for
great.
7.
Yep.
So he's on a 2-way contract, so he'll probably start out. I don't imagine he'll find much burn on this team. If he does, it's probably really bad for the Celtics season. If Scrubs gets a lot of burn on the Celtics team, the Celtics team is
Somebody
not
got
very
hurt.
good. Yeah.
Somebody got hurt. A couple of guys got hurt, I think.
How much
There
you
had to
got?
be 2 or 3 guys.
What are we giving Peyton this year? Like, that's one of the more intriguing parts to me.
Is he a second? No, he's a 1st-round pick. Fuck.
Hayden?
Isn't he the
Pritchard.
20? He's like the 28th. pick or something.
Pritchard. I think
Do you think that we give Pritchard minutes, or do you think we give Hauser minutes on this team?
I think you'll continue. I think you'll continue to see Hauser get
I
minutes.
think you need more Hauser. I think you got to play more with Tatum with the ball in his hands, and
Well, I
Maybe
don't think.
first
I think there's.
guard.
I think there's another. Yeah, he's the 26th pick of the first round, by the way. Pritchard. I think there's going to be another addition to this team. I don't know what it's going to be, but I think we'll find another piece.
I hope so.
Something's about to happen. It's really we're in like weird like Aiton has to get traded, it feels, and it feels like Dame has to, and it's like both are gonna change the league so much.
That's going to be a big one. Yeah, I don't the Dame sweepstakes, which we should talk about.
Dame
But
Lillard, ready? Dame Lillard for DeAndre Ayton, straight up. Who says no?
well, the Suns, because they just said that Bradley Beal is going to be their point guard. So
Well, yeah, I was sick.
I'm not scared of
They
that.
said their backup was going to be.
yeah, they just traded campaign.
Yeah, who's their backup going to be to Brad Beal? Like, you need another guard.
The
That would
Suns.
be the wildest team I've ever seen. That
was
would be
just saying-
fucking.
I don't really take them seriously just right now because they just completely like they honestly seem like they didn't learn from their lesson at all. They made it worse in a way. Like I don't think they need like adding Beal is adding more Booker light. It's like Booker light. You're just adding more like. And if you watch the series against Nuggets, they did not need more Booker. They needed more anything else. Literally anything else. Any point guard, any center. Like you know what I mean? Like wing defense, just anything. Booker and KD is what I don't know. Their team does not make sense to me.
Imagine if they go get. What if they go get Harden? Not
Well,
that the Sixers would do that, because DeAndre Ayton, Joel Embiid is fucking nuts. A nuts combo to run out there. But
Didn't they get Torrey Craig this year too?
no,
Did
they
they-
had him.
They had him. Did they lose him? They might have
I'm looking
lost
at the
him.
roster on ESPN, but it still says that they have a campaign, so it's not updated completely. But I don't know. I think they could get by. I mean, they got Bol now.
They can get
Oh,
by.
that was the part of the trade, wasn't it? Campaign for Bol.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
it's weird.
think
It's
the
like, hey, we
Nuggets-
don't have a lot of guards. Let's go get a center with a guard.
It's Nuggets Celtics next year.
Has to be.
Standing on that.
Huh?
So Jacob's standing on that. He's been talking about this since 2 years ago. He's been talking about Nuggets Celtics 2024
Yes.
finals.
Barring
I mean,
injury, he's going to be right.
Last year, I was like, that's what my first blog was about it being Nuggets Celtics, and it goddamn should have been.
Plug the blog.
Like,
plug the blog.
Like my prediction should have happened, and if anything, it was disappointing it didn't because it literally was easy for us.
Injuries. Injuries. Tatum tweaked his ankle. If he didn't tweak his ankle, then it would have been Nuggets Celtics. I still think you're right, Jacob. I don't think you were wrong. Injuries is what stopped it from happening.
And I just think I
Stand on that.
honestly am very scared of Jokic. I don't know what you do to stop. I don't honestly. I've like thought about it so much about like what defense would even work, and I can't really think of it. You're just to let him score, and he like will do that. Like he had 50 burgers in the playoffs when they did that, and they went 16-4. Like no strategy worked.
Although I think I kind of like our matchup against that Heat team, that Nuggets team now, with the amount of length we have.
Yeah,
Size.
you do have a lot of roamers. You know, you can send a double team at them, and you have enough length to get back to shooters and everything. Like,
Well, the MPJ. I'm thinking of the MPJ. They're like a big team. The smallest player being Murray.
Dude, that was so fucking obvious. Like I thought they were a big team, and then I watched against the Heat, and I was like, damn, yeah, they're big.
the Heat are throwing on a 6'9" center like they're the fucking.
I was like,
Suns
wait,
with
their
Charles
small
Barkley.
forward, their small forward's bigger than their center. That's literally.
Aaron Gordon is their small forward matching up with the Heat center. Like, okay, how is this gonna work?
Yeah, so I think this maybe is Brad casting an eye to the future a little bit, thinking that we can match the size of this team if we are, and pretty much we have to be one of the biggest teams in the league now, right? Have to be with the starting five.
Tatum bumps that up too. Having Tatum, yeah,
Derek White's what, 6'3", 6'4"? He's like a tall guard.
yeah, we definitely are then.
Then
That's not a
Jalen,
starting
then
lineup,
Tatum.
too. Because if we start White, Tatum, Brown, Horford, and KP, then yeah, we're gonna be like the biggest team in the league.
They might be the biggest
You
team.
do
in the league.
Rob, it's kind of the same too.
Yeah, you do Rob or Al, whichever one you want, or Rob or KP, or any of those three can be swapped out.
Yeah, so I think he's casting an eye. We're gonna beat you. Size, athleticism, and Jason Tatum, hopefully. But
want to see Tatum make all defensive team this year. I don't think he's ever going to get his flowers for that, but
He's capable of it, for sure.
When he plays, he plays. And I think next year, I think they're really going to harp in on defense.
Yeah.
The fucking the Nets, the footage against him just destroying KD was pretty against the Nets. Against that Nets was when he showed his defense of like
him against KD just it locked him up. He was in his oh my god, that was so much fun to watch.
Speaking of fun to watch, the summer league. Have you seen anything else you want to talk about? Wemby played.
Yeah.
And then he stopped playing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. Like, this guy's the first overall pick. Why are we going to send him out there against guys that aren't going to make the other teams? Like, yeah, all right, he's good. Yep, send him back to San Antonio. Get him in the weight room.
I'm glad we got one good game though. If we just got game one and he's sad, I would be like, "What the heck, dude?" That'd be such a brain fuck.
You know, the Spurs tried to have him do that too. You know, they're probably like, "Yeah, just say your shoulder hurts and we're just not going to play you." And he's like, "No, I want to play." Like, he's a beast. You wanted to play that whole rest of the season in France. So you didn't need to do that. You just other than one overall pick. You're gonna get a $20 million contract. Why are you playing in France? Like, or maybe not 20. I don't know. What's the maximum on first overall pick? It's not 20. I don't think. Right?
Probably like 8 million.
Is it that low?
I think. I mean, it progresses.
Jordan Walsh got like 2 years 7 or something like that, and he's a second round pick.
It goes up a lot.
It all depends on where you're picked too. Second round picks, you can put them on 2 ways that only $500,000 is guaranteed on. But first round picks is a guaranteed 3-year contract, I think. That's why everybody's trying to get second round picks with the new CBA. Because you can just sign a guy for $500,000. Like, all right, this guy's not that good. Cut him and not have to pay him shit. And open up that spot for something else.
Okay, so it's 4 years, $55 million with an annual average of 13. No.
That sounds a little bit closer to what it is. So it wasn't 20, but
this is related to, it's not even summer league, but it's just it's on the topic because it's after he got sat down and it's more damning than ever. Brandon Miller not knowing Chris Middleton and Jonas Valanciunas.
Young guys don't know shit about the league though.
Dude, I don't know. Like, not knowing Chris Middleton, that shows very.
Last time Chris Middleton played basketball, like played basketball.
I mean, he won a championship 2 years ago.
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
not a Celtics fan, you don't know anything about Chris Middleton.
No, I don't. It shows an unseriousness though. Like he's not watching any tape, not studying the competition. Dude, he should know an all-star wing in his conference.
Well, yes. Yeah, but he should also.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not putting his brain into it at all. I don't think.
Was Brandon Miller out of college, or did he go play like overseas?
He played in Alabama for a year.
Bro, how do you not know?
I think he's more. I don't think he's focused on studying Chris Middleton while he's in Alabama.
No, this is. I actually kind of agree with Jacob on this.
He's focused on getting people killed.
Yeah, that was true.
That was at Alabama.
Allegedly.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, like,
yeah. He has a little unserious streak to him. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's an athlete first, Hooper like fifth.
You don't have to be a NBA genius level knowledge to know who Chris Middleton is.
I feel like he's not a household name. Like you can.
Yeah, fine. He's not a household name.
There's a bunch of casuals who probably don't even know who Chris Middleton is.
Then you're really
you probably
casual.
Shouldn't be. You probably shouldn't be a casual if you're number 3 pick in the league. But
that's for sure. Exactly. That's also the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, I lost it. It's like you can be a casual, but if you're going to play in the NBA against these players, you should know who they are. You should at least watch the NBA on a regular basis.
Exactly. If you even watch, like he's been, what is I mean, like it sounds silly because it's like he's like a boring player, but like he's like multi-time All-Star. I don't know. It's just like it's not like an obscure player. It like, and also like even if it's an obscure, he should know like every single wing that he's going to play this year already.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. Like
some guys have that, other guys don't. Like let's be real. There's a lot of guys that hoop that don't actually like to hoop. They're just there for the money.
I think
one of those.
Like someone like that's like someone like I see that in Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden doesn't probably enjoy basketball. He's just like, hey, I'm really big and I'm good at it and I'm gonna make a lot of money doing it. And there's gonna be nights where I just fucking mail it in because fuck it, I'm still getting paid.
Listen, I hear your point about saying you don't have to love it, you just do it. But like at some point it's your job and it's like almost like negligence to not
There's
know.
so many guys nailed in the NBA because it's their job. Like
No, I know, but
the guys on Charlotte probably don't show up half in the bag for pregame warm-ups. Like,
but a lot of the guys are also not the third pick in the NBA draft. You know, like you have a lot of aspirations built on
one
you.
overall pick in the draft. I bet you he probably didn't even know half the centers were in the league when he
Yeah,
got
no,
drafted.
he shouldn't get an excuse either.
But
It's not excusable. It's bad. This is bad. This is what I'm trying to say.
I don't think that it would be as much of a talking point if he didn't play so bad in summer league. Like if he came out and just balled out in summer league and dominated, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't know who Chris Middleton is." Everybody like, "Oh, that's pretty."
Oh, he's
funny.
not even the second round pick. He's
third overall.
No, he's the second pick.
overall.
Yeah, second pick.
Scoot went third.
Over Scoot.
Scoot went third. Yeah, there's already that storyline.
I saw the TV's on mute, but there was an interview with Scoot Henderson and Jamal Crawford, and Scoot Henderson just has dead eyes, and it's terrifying.
I think he's going to be really good.
He's going to be unbelievable. It looks like he's 30 and he's like 20 years old. It looks like he's the body of a 30-year-old. He plays like an old man already, but he has these eyes that are just like, holy fuck.
He's sneaky. He's sneaky. Like, could be a really good bet for Rookie of the Year.
I love the way he plays. I remember watching him play against Victor, and he did not care that it was Victor with me. I was like, I'm gonna go get a bucket. Like, this is easy money. He's playing for the G League. He's playing against grown men already. So like, you're not gonna throw anything at him that he hasn't already seen when he makes the NBA. I like that. That's an option now.
Big if for Chet, but I think the whole like it's almost like the Ben Simmons thing where he like was on the team for a year, and I think that helps a lot. Like being in the facility, learning the playbook, knowing your teammates for already a whole year.
He's sneaky a good bet for Rookie of the Year too.
Like that's the same with Ben Simmons. It might be a Ben. It honestly, it like they might be as good. Like it might be like a Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell debate again with Scoot, Chet.
I put my money on Scoot, to be honest.
Who's going to be the best? Who's going to be the best big in this year's rookie class for this season? For this season,
well, I mean,
is Wemby big?
Victor's going to be the best player, but he's not going to play that.
Is Wemby
going to be the best player, but he's not going to play that much. Like they already said that. All right, we're gonna lay him off on some nights, and we're not gonna play him crazy minutes or whatever because they're still gonna suck. It doesn't matter if you played 48 minutes in 82 games; they're not gonna make the playoffs. The team's not good.
And Chet's gonna be on a team that makes the playoffs next year.
But Chet's also gonna be playing with Shea and.
I think that only helps him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'll get easy buckets. He'll get easy buckets, but he's not going to put up crazy numbers because the ball's not going to be in his hand every time. Now,
but I think
Portland gets rid of Dame,
defense, though.
Yeah, but if Portland gets rid of Dame, the ball's going to be in Scoot's hands every night, and they're actually going to play him every night probably. Like he might put up some crazy numbers. Like he might be getting 20, 5 and 4 or something like that his rookie year. Like,
and nobody thinks Brandon Mills is going to win Rookie of the Year, right?
I didn't see much from Summer League, but I saw the numbers and they did not look good.
I thought he was super. I mean, watching him in college just a little bit, I did. I see why people like him.
Yeah.
Right?
My whole thing is like every year I'm like looking at these guys coming out of college. I'm like, I can't really get a feel for you because you're going to play a backup from Purdue. It's going to be a freaking accounting major, and he just happens to be a pretty decent shooter, and you're going to burn him off the dribble. Like when you go to Summer League, you're playing against guys that played overseas and guys that have been fighting for NBA contracts for a while and got two ways. And you're going to see actual competition that's actually only trying to hoop.
Like,
that's why the Luka stuff was so bad. Like, how did he only go fourth? It was like,
yeah.
How did fucking Trae Young go over him?
Ayton.
Yeah, because
Ayton was number one just because he's a big body.
Well, Ayton also looked like he was 40 years old.
He was
coming out of college.
He literally got busted for roids.
But then you look at it's so funny what Luka was coming in with was like laughably of a good resume. It was like he won an MVP at 16, like won 2 championships or something for Real Madrid. It's like, bro, what you won Ayton, the guy who couldn't even make it far against like 5'9" players in March Madness.
Yeah.
Well, look at the Suns now. They're definitely eating crow.
For sure. Who's third pick in that draft?
JJJ was 4. Wait, it was 3.
JJ was 3 because it was Luka. No, it was Ayton, Trey, Triple J, and then Luca, and then Trey and Luca got swapped. They got traded for each other on draft night, and then that was always going to be the comparison. Now it's like, all right, well, who would you rather have, Luca or
Did we draft Rob Williams that draft?
Was that Rob or was that Grant? I think it was one of the two of them.
Fooling yourself. If I asked the question, I don't have the answer.
Yeah, this is a panel. We're talking to a panel here. All right, we got the basketball savant down there, and fucking Jacob.
I'm just honestly it's really confused. You could tell me any year for Rob. I don't know when his rookie year was. He probably played like
he played
10 games in his rookie year. I don't have no idea. He's not healthy since like I don't even know.
2019. No, this is the 20. One second.
Here's our answer.
I think that Grant would be perfect for Luca, though. Speaking of them too, honestly, I like Grant on Dallas a lot. They need defense and shooting.
Defense and they need shooting, and he fills up both those roles pretty well.
Yes. So this was the Robert Williams draft.
There you go.
28.
Fucking brains on the kid.
We did a good job. We're pretty decent at drafting. We're a good organization right now when it comes to talent. Not really. I don't think really. We're really losing our sights on like the whole like front office part of the coaching stuff. We lost all of our good side assistant coaches. That was bad.
I don't think Danny Ainge gave a crap about draft. I don't think he cared about drafting like at all.
And now outside of getting Tatum, as many picks as he could and see what the fuck happened.
And flipped them, or like you just never used them.
Never flipped them. You just collected them, and then eventually he's like, "All right, I'm going to Utah." And Brad was like, "Oh, cool, all this shit. Bye, I don't want it."
Brad's a good GM, dude. He's a good.
Every year he's made a move.
Really, the Derek White one was monumental.
Derek White, the trade deadline, he got Malcolm Brogdon in the offseason last year. He got Kristaps Porzingis in the offseason this year.
He brought Al back in the same like time.
He traded Kemba. Yeah. He got rid of Kemba. Said, "All right, sorry. I know I coached you.
That didn't work.
You're a swell fella, but let me get Al back."
Kemba was hurting my soul.
So that's the guy we definitely wanted to like, and he was the first guy coming off of the Kyrie failure.
Yeah. I mean, can you pick up more yin to the yang than fucking Kemba Walker and Kyrie Irving? Like, just for vibe's sake, like.
Seriously, yeah. Like Kemba seems like just a really chill dude everybody likes, and
he still likes around the team.
he wanted to ball, but his body couldn't let him anymore. And Kyrie Irving is such a negative vibe dude, and he can ball the fucking daylights out. And I don't think he particularly cares more. I don't think he cares as much about basketball as Kemba does, or as like he should.
I think that we care about basketball more than Kyrie Irving does.
Kyrie cares more about himself and his image than he does about basketball.
Dude, he's like
not very good at that either.
He's like, honestly, he's as good as he's ever been physically. He's like, if you look at his numbers, he averages like 27 in like 6 and 5 every year now. But he's not mentally in his prime. That's for sure.
He plays 30 games a year. So.
He's a team killer.
Exactly. He's like, his talents are as good as they've ever been, but he just is not using them.
He for as much of a steal as we were talking about how Luka Doncic slid and the Mavs were smart enough to take him. They're like on the verge of losing this. If Luka, like this is the Kyrie Irving, the deal to get him is going to determine if Luka will stay with them or not.
Yeah, Kyrie's got 1 year left on that over there, right?
Didn't he just resign? I think he just
I think he had a player option for that last year. I think he just picked it up, or did they extend him?
I think they extended him.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about going to the Suns or whatever, so he could get leverage, so they would extend him. And if I was Mark Cuban, I'd be like, "Yeah, go to the Suns for $1 million a year because that's all they can afford."
He's making like, $40 million a year now. So for the next 3 years, he's making $120 million.
Oh yeah, Luka's gone.
Unless they can somehow put it together and win a championship, he's gone.
Not with that team.
Well, I do like how Jacob was talking about going out and getting Grant and building that defense around them because they're both not good defenders.
Yeah, but then also like they both want to play with the ball in their hands. So who's playing off ball?
Yeah, listen, I don't hear that. I don't see that vision either. I wouldn't personally, if I was Mark Cuban, I wouldn't have brought in Kyrie Irving, but he doesn't quite fit with my star player, who's a generational talent. Maybe get him a wing, maybe get him a center who's not awful like Christian Wood. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I think the only like good moves Cubans really ever made is trusting his European advisors.
Yep.
His European scouts, that's all he does is good. He just drafts Dirk and Luka. Other than that, they've just carried. Like he doesn't bring it. Like they like got that 2011 championship, and that was such that was so wild.
Defy the odds.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Other than that, he just stinks at it. Remember like the DeAndre Jordan stuff? It's like, dude, that's not the answer at all.
Didn't the Clippers lock him in a? Didn't Doc Rivers have him locked in a room so he doesn't go sign the sheet or whatever?
For DeAndre Jordan of all people too. Like,
hey, DeAndre Jordan's a fucking borderline Hall of Famer, man. At one point, he was really good, one of the best centers in the league.
At one point, but I'm not locking him in a fucking room to get him to sign on my team again. Like, you choked every year with that team. He's not making a difference.
Well, I think that's probably because the point guard.
Tyson Chandler is exactly what they needed, and that's what they had. That's what got them the chip, basically.
Yeah. So that's the summer league, guys.
2011 summer league.
Good luck to the teams remaining. Speaking of trouble in paradise, losing stars, Jalen extension talks have broken down while he's still going overseas for a company event or whatever, a Celtics run corporate event. What's the delay here? The longer he's going unsigned, the more I'm getting worried that there's friction, major friction.
Well, the two theories that I've heard are the Celtics want to give him the supermax, the quote unquote supermax, but they want it to be incentively. Like, you can get to the supermax, but we need you to play X amount of games. We need you to be an all-star. We need you to make an all-NBA team. And Jalen's saying, no, I already took a pay cut once for you guys. I made all-NBA last year. I want my full supermax, no incentives. And then the other theory that I'm hearing is that, hey, I'm mad at you guys. You guys keep floating my name out in trade, so I'm just going to make you squirm, and I'm going to make you sit around and wait before I sign this.
Neither of which are good things. Those are both really bad. I don't like that.
Either way, you're pissing off Jaylen Brown, so it's like... Hey,
or Jaylen Brown's pissing you off. I don't know.
Or holding
That's
up for Dame.
That's...
I
don't know. Until Dame Lillard's traded to
too. Because I don't think it's going to happen, so I think it's just going to piss off Brown. So I think that's bad too. I think all of it.
Until Dame Lillard is signed to another team, his deal with another team that's not the Boston Celtics is inked, I'm going to be worried as long as Jalen remains unsigned too. Like, I think there could be moves out that there's something big going to go down. I don't know what it is,
or at least we'll be like in the 3-team. Like maybe we're not like the destination. What if we get Hero
and trade Jalen?
Yeah, that's so bad.
I'll fucking hate myself. Unless Jimmy Butler's coming with him, I don't want him.
No. Yeah, dude, it's so weird. Like, there's no one else on the Heat to even get.
No, I don't want nobody on the Heat.
But that's the thing. So
it's Bam, man.
That I could get down with. Why? He's like a better Robert Williams.
Well, it just depends. Like, I'd only want any of
he's not.
Brown's wicked unhappy.
Robert, you're wrong because he can shoot.
I only want to trade.
He doesn't though. Like, cool, you can shoot, but you don't do it. Are you going to playoff games, get 7 points on 1 of 5 shooting when you're supposed to be second?
He's also healthy.
He's never healthy.
He just took the Celtics out of the playoffs, you jackass. What are you talking about?
Bam has a bunch of time this year. It wasn't like he was crazy healthy either.
So did Rob. He missed half the season. What are you talking about?
You're saying that Bam's healthy and that's what makes him better than Rob, but if they're both just as unhealthy, then that's a moot point.
He is healthier than Robert Williams.
Okay, still better than Robert Williams.
He is not better at Robert. He's not better at Robert Williams than anything.
Yeah, like you just said, he's not better.
No, he's better. He's better at Robert Williams. No, he's better. Robert Williams is not better than. You know what I meant. Robert Williams is not better than Bam Adebayo in anything basketball.
Rebounding and playing defense.
No, he's not. He's not.
He is.
You're absolutely nuts, dude. I'm gonna take it to the stats here.
Chad, what do you think? Williams or Bam Adebayo?
What?
On the Celtics.
The guy who went to the finals twice in the past 5 years. I'll take that guy.
I mean,
because
it,
he
I,
was
I would
always
only,
debated.
I'd only want to trade Jalen if like the relationship's completely fucked.
Oh yeah, you think Bam Adebayo missed a lot of time this year? You jackass! You don't know how many games he played.
72 games or something.
75.
That was, I think it was last year. He's fucking missing.
That's 10 more than MVP or 9
Yeah,
more.
10 need for MVP.
He
Yeah.
did miss a lot of games last year. The year before, 56. You're right.
Hey,
The year before, 64. 72,
Kristaps
82,
played as much as
69.
Embiid last year, by the way.
Yeah.
Bam Adebayo averages 29 and 3. Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, what's the playoff numbers?
Good enough to get into the finals twice.
No, Jimmy Butler was good enough to get into the finals twice.
Robert Williams
bad enough.
numbers, by the way, 35 games, 8 and 1. I'll take the guy who can score 20 points. He's better than Robert at everything.
Gabe
prefer
Vincent
Rob
was
on
good enough to
defense.
get them to the finals twice. I think Gabe Vincent on the Lakers is so good.
That's actually the Lakers are a team that they loaded up. They're actually like to be taken seriously.
And
If
like
they can stay healthy.
I think they're gonna give LeBron a lot of slack, like to be old. Finally. Like he's had to carry way too much.
Definitely. He's carried multiple teams to multiple championships.
Yeah. Well, this
Um,
last couple of years, like they've literally had no talent offensive. Like they've been so weird. Now they at least have like people.
and they got a bunch. They got D'Angelo Russell on a friendly deal. They got like all their players on friendly deals.
Yeah,
Which is-
they're lucky D'Lo got embarrassed because now he just signed for low. It was a bad contract performance, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's getting like 27 million or something like that.
I would hate
Like
to
2
be a
years.
ball dominant guard on a team with LeBron. Like it doesn't work.
No, you got to be Reeves, dude. Reeves lives the fucking life, and he's like a.
Yeah, he's like, oh, hit me on a cut. That's fine. I'll get a dunk. Like, and if you're not
Yeah.
playing, give me the ball and get out of the way. Like,
Caruso.
they all know how to play with him.
The Reeves deal was almost like, did LeBron give him a couple million behind the back? Like, what was that? They're
Seriously.
he
He
got
get shares in something or something like.
Why did
Miles-
nobody try and like fuck the Lakers over by offering him like why did that shit team in the division not be like here Reeves here's 82 fucking $1 million?
I don't know.
Matt-
Because the
Matchups.
Lakers just wouldn't sign it because they're poor, and then you'd be stuck signing Austin Reeves to a stupid contract.
Yeah, but what do you care? You're bad anyways. Like what's to stop like an awful team from doing that?
The Rockets should have done that instead of Dylan Brooks.
And you don't know if Reeves is going to be that not worth that deal. He showed up pretty well. He has potential.
Played
I will
well.
say.
Why
but,
didn't the Rockets should have done that instead of Dylan Brooks?
Definitely.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks signing was weird. It's also very weird that Memphis was like, we don't want this guy around like at all ever. And it's like, we could have just like signed and traded him or something like.
But it's weird that the
Kinda shot
Rockets
us
are
on the
like
foot.
we're like, yeah, actually we'll take that guy. We'll pay him a lot of money to play with our young impressionable players.
Yeah, that was stupid.
They might be my least favorite team. It's them or the Hornets.
Them
At least
if
the
they
Hornets will be
don't
fun
if
to
they don't
watch.
get Harden, that will be a tick in the positive section for me. If they don't go fuck shit up by that. Signing Fred VanVleet was actually I think a really good move
Yeah.
in
They
the
just
long
had
run.
money. Yeah, they had money and they want a vet with his head on his shoulder.
You have to meet the floor. He's like a good story, undrafted player getting paid the max finally into his career, and he's like a good guy. And he's older, so he can like mentor your younger players like Porter, like
They could use some mentoring over there.
the Thompsons.
And he
Oh my God, what is the guy? Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Guys who can use some
They would
mentoring.
whip him.
Huh?
The pervert Ime is perfect for them too.
Yeah, that's another one where it's if they go get Harden, like how's that going to work with Ime? Like, Ime wants you to play defense. He's going to yell at you. I think Harden's going to be like, yeah, hey, bud, I make way more money than you, and I'm just going to tell Frechetta to fire you, and then you're going to be gone.
For all things, considered, despite being kind of a philanderer and blowing up and being irresponsible as a 48-year-old head coach, I think Ime is a very good coach. I think he's a really good coach to build your franchise around. Now, I wouldn't let him hang out with my girlfriend, but
Him and James Harden might be pals.
Yeah, they might know all the clubs.
yeah.
But no, I think if you're like, oh, what coach that they could get that's perfect to like discipline the wicked young
Yeah.
that needs to be disciplined, it's Ime.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
he really did kick the Jays in the ass, and I think you saw a major step in their play from his. Not that Brad's a bad coach, I don't want to say that, but he gets on the players' asses, and he's somebody to respect.
You can get in players' ass a little bit more when you've got NBA experience. That's a big
He's
thing.
also younger, you know. I do think there is something to they can relate to him as an African American dude in the
We've got a
NBA.
couple of good former NBA players on the coaching staff now that can get in their asses. So
Definitely,
He also does all the USA basketball stuff too.
that's true too. Yeah, he has a ton of
he had
relationship
a
with all these
relationship with them
guys.
before.
Not
Yeah.
even just on the Celtics.
Like he knew Derek White like before we had him
Kevin
He coached
Durant.
them Spurs.
coaching. Like, yeah, I was gonna say, dude, it's awesome to have your coach coaching that your freaking opposing players like in his
Seriously.
free time.
So circle back, Jalen. We worried? Are we scared? What is the worry meter on a scale of 1 to 10? You're a 2?
I'm not crazy worried about him. I mean, can you imagine them just like what are they gonna do? Like not like I'm 100% positive they're gonna re-sign a guy who just made second team All NBA last year. Like
I think it's you're either a 1 or you're a 10. Because if he's gonna turn the super max down, he's leaving your team.
yeah.
You know, he's wants out. He's gonna be a problem.
But here's
$280 million or whatever the hell.
the positive swing on that is that if he decides to turn it down, then you're okay, cool. You are a second team All NBA player that we can now trade and not feel bad about it. Like
Definitely, but it's just like it's this team as situated will be blown up, and you will just be left with Tatum and whatever you can get back. Not that you'll get what? What'd you say?
Yeah, Tatum and Porzingis now. So if Jaylen Brown wants to leave, you trade Jalen for a bunch of shit and build around Tatum and Porzingis. Like that's still a really good team.
Right, but it might not be in the short term for like this upcoming season. It might,
I think Tatum Porzingis. I mean, you're not. I don't know if you're a title contender with just Tatum and Porzingis.
Well, that's the issue. That's what I expect.
Trade if he wants to leave, trade him for Dame.
We expect that. That's why we're in a fucking torture chamber.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, listen, if you can get Dame, not that I think that's a bad deal for Celtics, but if he's not going to sign the extension, trade him, get rid of him. So yeah, either you think it's just a minor thing, he's just delaying for whatever reason, but it's formality just for him to sign it, or you are in it's blowing it up terms, times. But that's that. Let's move on to Grant Williams. Blowing it up. Another guy. Off to the Mavericks. We talked about him a little bit. Sign and trade deal, 3-team deal between the Celtics, the Mavs, and the San Antonio Spurs. The Celtics basically get a fucking handshake and a pat on the ass. Second round picks.
I think there's more. That's why I think there's more. Second round picks are real valuable coming up. So I think that's going to be a big trading point for us.
We just couldn't afford him. He was pretty much gone anyways in the new CBA. We're just trying. I think we've got an eye towards that. Although we did just re-up Porzingis, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, do you think Wake's going to re-up on the guy that Missoula just buried in the bench for some reason?
That's true too. Yeah, he didn't play.
Over the tax for a guy that's not going to play.
It's a good move. It's a good move for all parties involved. The Mavs, obviously, it's great for what we talked about. They get defense, and they get a guy who can provide that and who needs a fresh start. The Celtics get this guy off who has I like Grant Williams. I think his tenure was generally positive. I like what he provided to the team, but I could see that he's a bit of a 50-50 case at times. I can see where people wouldn't like him. And where he didn't fit with his team and he didn't fit with the coach, which is a big issue. And his offense was suspect. He got paid what, 55 million, 53 million or something like that. Good for him.
AAV was like $13.5 million a year, something like that, right around where it should have been.
I'm glad he's getting that money, and I'm glad the Celtics not giving it to him.
I mean, if you're gonna get Porzingis, and the writing was on the wall.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to.
Now get that bag, young fella. Honestly, You'll be good with Luka, like we said too. So it's not like Like yeah, I honestly like I love the whole Celtics team. I think Porzingis is like I don't think he's a negative vibes guy either. I think he'll be fine. I think we're a very good like nice team, and I always liked Grant's energy and all the interviews and stuff. So it's like it would have been sad if he went to some sort of like Hornets situation or just some sort of like death team. Like it's nice. It's nice that he's going to like a team that will probably make the playoffs and has like a top 5 distributor in the league. You know what I mean? Like it's a positive for his career, hopefully.
Yeah.
With Kyrie again. You ever play with Kyrie?
Yeah. No, I don't did it.
No.
Oh,
He's really young.
Kyrie's good. Yeah, no, I don't think Grant got drafted a couple years ago.
2019.
Yeah, it might have been like a year after.
Draft.
No, 2018 was Rob Williams draft.
I said 2019 was his draft earlier. No, 2019. That's still way after Kyrie.
Yeah.
Forget about
But
that.
yeah, he's gonna get the ball, and hope if he can get that issue figured out with his arm or whatever the hell that was hampering his shot, and if he can get his shot back, it's a no-brainer signing for them. Great signing. And the Spurs get Reggie Bullock, journeyman wing, undersized wing who can shoot the ball, and a 2030 unprotected first round pick from the Mavs, which is, I mean, that might as well not be a real thing because that is insane that we're talking about draft picks in 2030. Oh my God.
Like we said earlier, if Luka gets pissed off and leaves, a 2030 draft pick could be
Probably won't even be alive by then.
Seriously, dude, I'm gonna be 35. I'm gonna be fucking ill to my. I'm gonna be sick. Thinking about me being 35.
No, the atom bomb will have dropped on us by then.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you guys gonna go see Oppenheimer or Barbie or both?
Neither.
My birthday. Dan was actually me and Dan were talking about doing that actually.
I want to see Oppenheimer. I really don't have an interest in Barbie because, I mean, just not my bag. I'll see it when it comes out on TV, but I have Oppenheimer is something that's basically was made for me. Great acting, great director, and about fucking
I can't imagine a movie
history.
more made for you than the history movie about atom bombs with Cillian Murphy and
Jesus. Yeah, I mean
the director,
Christopher Nolan.
Robert Downey Jr. is in it too.
Let me read you this cast. This cast is fucking insane.
That's what's hilarious about these two movies. If you look at the cast side by side, it's all of Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like everybody. It's
literally
almost
everyone.
like that's like part of the spectacle of it. You know, it's like this amount of talent that's in a movie, one movie. Yeah, it's Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, great actress, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr. I don't know who that is. Aldrin Ehrenreich, Scott Grimes, Jason Clarke. I'm trying to get another name. Kenneth Branagh. Yeah, just like an insane goddamn cast. And Christopher Nolan is goddamn directing it. So, gonna be a great film. Barbie, Greta Gerwig, I believe.
I think Barbie's gonna. It's funny to even talk about it, but I think it'll be more of an adult movie. It's gonna be a surreal type movie, I think.
Yeah, it looks that way.
But obviously,
Margot Robbie and
not gonna be as good as Oppenheimer, probably. But
I don't know, big Ryan Gosling.
I actually am.
And Margot after like Tarantino signed off on her, so
she's a good actress. I like her. I mean, but people are saying she's ugly on the internet, which I mean, what are we doing here, people?
Come on.
We're just saying things at this
People are saying Margot Robbie is mid. I mean, we've officially we're like over the cliff, off the edge. That's if she's ugly, then I'm a fucking paramecium. I am a goddamn like fucking amoeba compared to
I'm a Neanderthal.
Yeah. So let's internet stop being weird. I will see both movies, but Oppenheimer I will go see in theaters. Anything on the Grant Williams? Good.
That's pretty good.
Let's move on. We got let's do a little bit more talking topics. Dame Lillard, what's going on? Let's give a team for where you think he's going to go.
It's got to be the Heat.
Yeah, Heat, I guess. He says he
There's no way.
We all know how this goes. The guy says the guy that good says he wants to go somewhere. That's how it's going to go.
The Heat are in an awful position. They don't have anything to offer them that would be good enough. And what they do have to offer is a guard. They don't need another guard. They have Scoot Henderson.
Like, no, they're talking about the Raptors want heroes.
Oh, Trailblazers.
Three-way with with the Raptors. Maybe the Raptors give Scott like one of their young dudes, like OG,
True.
like
Shit,
That
yeah,
would be
that
good.
a
because you
three way is the only way
see
it's
that
going to really
hero
go
is
down.
you see that
Yeah.
hero is working out with the Raptors.
No,
Yeah, that was yesterday.
he's working out with the team.
Yeah. Well, and they showed really they stated interest in him.
Wow.
So I think maybe they're talking through a three-way with them.
That's the only way you can really make it work because the Heat don't have enough to send back to the Blazers for them to
Straight
make
up.
sense for
Yeah.
them. Unless they were getting Bam. Like if they're getting Bam and like somebody,
Why even
then
do that?
at that point it's like, why are you doing it? Because both
Well,
teams
if if they asked you, you'd be like, yeah, he's not worth the fucking bag of balls. But yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I would rather have Bam at a bio than Tyler Harrow. So
Yes, definitely. I agree. And one more thing, James Harden. What the fuck? What's going on? Where's it going?
I can't even keep up with that shit. One day I hate it here, next day he resigns him so that they'll trade him, but he's actually under contract with them, so they don't have to trade him.
They have an intention on keeping him or something like that, or he intends
Get
to
him out of the
Daryl
East.
Morey loves him, but then like he doesn't want to be there after 1 year of being there. It's like what are you doing, dude?
What if
Like I get wanting to be traded from the Nets because the Nets were just a fucking dumpster fire with Kyrie and everything. He's like, why the fuck am I here? Like this guy doesn't even play. Like why am I here? I get wanting to be traded from that, but then like you went and played for Philadelphia for what, 1 year, 2 years, and then all of a sudden it's like I want to be out of here too. Like you can't just request a trade everywhere.
you. Is there any scenario where you would want James Harden on the Celtics?
No,
Nothing whatsoever.
absolutely
You
not.
can't give him anything.
Shit, I'll give him Peyton Pritchard in a second for him, and then he can run our second unit.
Dude, I want no one that just forces their way out. I want no one that is going to be like, oh, sinking. I don't want anyone that like you just know is always looking at a situation, thinking how he can get out if it sinks. Literally, that's at the top of his mind.
He's never looking at He's never looking at bringing up the boat. He's looking at what happens when the boat goes down.
He's done that.
We talked about the other day. I guess if Jaylen Brown wants out, I guess if
could
KB
quick
wants
fire.
out, you could fucking go swap him out real quick, and then 1-for-1. And then
Is
have
James Harden a
be
better
backup
player?
guard.
As of last season, is he a better player than Jaylen Brown?
That's tough because in the playoffs we know what he does.
I think Harden had a very underrated season, which was caused by the Embiid campaign. Like it's kind of silly. It's like everyone acted like Harden was a scrub in the playoffs. Like when the matchups was like, oh my god, this it was like Harden led the league in assists and he had 20 and 10 season. Like that's
He did have 20 and 10 last
Auburn
year.
does that and we're like he's the best player of all time.
Yeah.
The same season, probably, honestly. Like how much better was Tyrese Halliburton than Harden last year? If you looked on Twitter though, and you were like take a poll if you want, like I think I'd rather Tyrese in it for every reason, but I'm just saying like I think James Harden's still underrated good talent wise, but I would never want him in my locker room.
Yeah, that's a big problem. And you know he's going to be gone. You know he's not going to stay if you do trade for him.
So your thing is that if Jaylen Brown is a malcontent and he wants out, or he's saying he's going to be out after this year, you think you go after one of these guys, either Dame.
I guess. if he's going to, I don't know if you go for Harden, but I know that if Brown says he's out after this year, there's no point in keeping him. It's just losing him for nothing when he's such a commodity, and like it's a wing-driven league, and you have an All-NBA caliber wing.
Yeah, I'd want a little bit more in return, but let's hope we avoid the problem outright.
But I'd hate a rental, that's for sure.
Definitely, yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we move into this NBA grid game?
No,
I just hate James Harden.
Noted.
I think like honestly, if you think about like his whole like trajectory since the Thunder, in like what he's done to NBA officiating and what he's done to all the step backs and like the ticky-tackiness and like his play style and the drama and all that, I think he's such a net negative star, like entertainment wise. Like I honestly think him and Joel Embiid, watching them play together, it was actually painful because they're both foul drawers. And I honestly think that like James Harden's a net negative for the league. He taught everyone the double step back, and then he also has taught everyone how to draw fouls much better. He's basically like he's a rule breaker, which honestly I think he's like a genius when it comes to that stuff. Tip my cap to you. I just don't want to watch you. at all. But
It's a
you're
great
good.
point.
Like I just don't want to
Also,
watch his 36 point per game. Like it's never fun to watch him.
Yeah, it's
foul
brutal to
dating
watch.
doesn't work in the playoffs because they don't call fouls.
Yeah. Same with Embiid. That's why I'll never take the Sixers seriously. Honestly, they
Yeah,
had some ropes, and I was still like, I don't trust Embiid.
That was a hard series to watch. I mean, obviously, I watch with bated breath every single series because it's my Celtics, my team.
I
But
mean, you did game 7.
that was the best game because the offense was flowing and they weren't getting the call. It was over. Like when they started playing the not that ticky tack back and forth to the line. Once the call stopped coming, look if I can get that out. The Celtics just fucking blew them out.
That was the best part of that. I was just watching
Tatum went nuts,
dominating a game from start to finish.
But the Sixers play a particular brand of basketball that is not entertaining. When you're playing them, at least, maybe if you're a Sixers fan, you're like, "Fuck yeah!" But
you're winning, I guess. But no.
Listen, the Celtics brand of basketball on offense was very frustrating at times, too. And
the thing is, it's funny how we all we're Celtics fans, so we're like all high and mighty. We expect championships every year. It's so funny what the Sixers fans have had for success.
They haven't even made an Eastern Conference Finals.
They're like confident in Embiid somehow.
I mean, I would be confident in
Embiid. He's the MVP.
Why? What about him makes you think he'll ever win a championship?
Oh no,
I think he's had a pretty terrible cast of characters.
I've never seen a guy win.
What has he ever he's never gotten better in the playoffs once. He's never even he gets worse every year in the playoffs.
He went from Ben Simmons to James Harden. I'm gonna cut him a little bit of slack in terms of success.
I also think that's his fault. I also don't think he's a good vibe. I think he's a throw under the bus guy. I think he cared only about the MVP, not the championship. I don't know. I just
knows he's not going to win a championship with James Harden as his number 2. So he said, "I'm going to get something out of this year."
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I think he cares.
Look at his numbers every year, though, in the playoffs, and I don't think you can just blame teammates every year.
I mean, that Kawhi Leonard shot basically killed him.
Yeah, which is
he was in tears. If you remember, he was in tears the whole way down. I think he was in tears when he lost to the Celtics. I think he really does care. I think. Yeah, but I think he gives a fuck. Now he gives a fuck about MVPs too.
I think he just gives a fuck in the wrong way. I don't know.
His team, I really think he got stuck with Doc Rivers, and I mean going from Ben Simmons to James Harden. Although
they drafted Jahlil Okafor 1 year too, I think, with a top pick.
If you're the MVP in the league, and you're an all-time great, you just still do at least do well yourself.
I mean, he's been to the second round, right?
That's it.
Yeah, that is it, isn't it?
That's it.
He's never gotten past the semis. He's never beaten the Celtics. He's not done one successful thing in the playoffs.
Yeah. And he's also another thing that went against him is that the Celtics got really good in that same exact time frame.
And the Ben Simmons pass and the whole throwing him under the bus thing, is I don't think it's so funny. The Hawks thing, that was just as much Joel Embiid's fault. He didn't score in the fourth quarter of that game. He didn't even take a shot, I don't think. Yeah. What the fuck?
I thought that was unfair for him to put Simmons under. I mean,
it was Doc. It was the coach.
Anyone down.
Yeah, he a spin move, he turned around and his instinct was, there's a guy there, let me pass this off. It wasn't, there's Trae Young there, let me pass this off. You don't see that until you're already ball's coming out of your hand.
I think there's a lot of friction there with Joel Embiid in Philadelphia. I think... And it's reciprocal. It's reciprocal. I think that a lot of the fans of Philly are saying the same exact thing as he's saying right now. This guy, he's a great player. What is he like? What's the point of him just not doing anything? In the playoffs, if he can't do it, then what are we doing here? And there's definitely Embiid being like, they can't help me build anything. This team doesn't really want me. They don't want to build around me. I'm out. And I think there's a lot of friction there that Joel Embiid will not finish his career with Philadelphia. I bet a lot of money on it right now. He'll at least play for another team.
He's also a foul drawer, but what we said, I don't think that gets you over the hump.
No, you need another good player on your team if you're gonna do that. Let's get this.
He does. James Harden.
Before we spend a 6-hour podcast of just shitting on the Sixers because
We did
could
that
really
enough
do
this year.
We've done
Um,
that.
yeah, let's.
We had 3 fucking podcasts in the playoffs with 3 hour longs that was just shitting on the six.
We're gonna try a little something, a little Zoom magic here, folks. Ready? Share my
Some.
screen. Can you guys see it?
I cannot. I can see you.
You can't see it? Shit.
No.
I sent you something to read tonight. It's about Joel Embiid's historically bad playoffs this year. The title is Joel Embiid was historically bad during the playoffs this year. The most negative net
There
negative
you go.
player.
It's working now.
Cool. All right. So that if you guys have been on the Twitter machines, if you're on Threads now, shout out to Threads. Fuck you, Elon. Just kidding. Just kidding.
But not really.
But not really. You've seen the NBA grid machine type game where you have to guess a player that played for both the teams where they intersect.
Pretty straightforward stuff.
Yeah, it's straightforward. Let's Jacob, unfortunately you can't participate because you had it spoiled for you, but if we ever get bogged down and we ask for a hint, feel free to give us a hint.
Because these are hard, so it's actually like cool to have a hint person, because otherwise you can be just staring at a box and not have any names come to your head. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at least say, like he played with this person or something. Like, yeah.
Steve, you got a guess for this first? The Lakers. I know a player right off the rip.
Put it in there, go crazy.
Jared
I
Vanderbilt.
If you say so. I can't tell you that he didn't.
Now you got me doubting it myself. His name is spelled weird.
Just put in Vanderbilt. No. Kiki Vandeweghe. There you go.
I'm glad
I
he
got
didn't.
Spurs Lakers.
I'm glad he didn't
no,
go with who should not be named top left.
No.
Oh, true. Shit.
I have his Lakers jersey too. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
before I knew what the shit was happening, I know about that. I meant Mavs Lakers. I have one.
Okay, Mavs Lakers. Let's hear it.
It's my favorite player, Rajon Rondo.
Oh, true. Rondo could be used for a bunch. He played for like 20 teams.
By the end of his career, he really did. It was under the radar.
I can't spell his name.
Rajon
Rajon
Rondo.
Rondo. That sounds like that's a Janos tweet. Rondo.
Rajon Rondo.
I've seen him tweet things like in complete English, like he's not really him.
I think I got one for here.
You guys are killing the percentages right now.
Yeah, I like the low percentage.
Tyson Chandler. Did Tyson Chandler play for him?
Yeah,
for the Rockets and the Mavs?
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Jacob?
I can picture
it. Okay, we're sure.
I got Spurs Memphis. I got one that nobody will have on there. Pau Gasol.
That's a great one. There's always one square for it. I went Danny Green bottom right.
Danny Green could have fit in like 8 of these.
I got one from Memphis, Utah.
We got
Rudy Gay.
Yeah, that's a great one. You could also use Rudy Gay for that's not one you can use him for. No, you're right.
You could use Conley too. I think that's what
Oh shit. Did Rudy Gay play for
I didn't even do it. I just saw that.
He doesn't fit in any of those. Pretty good.
Rockets, Jazz.
Jazz. I got nothing. You got anything for Spurs Rockets?
Spurs Rockets.
Is that Danny Green? Spurs Rockets? Because he could also be used for Spurs Lakers.
I don't know if Danny Green ever played for the Rockets.
I know he fits for Spurs Lakers.
Spurs Lakers.
Yeah. I started this one last night, not remembering that we were going to do this, and those were the two I got, was Rondo and Danny Green.
Well, that's how I got it spoiled for me, is because I was at a birthday and like it was after midnight and people were doing it, and I thought it was today's. I thought it was yesterday's, so I was like, "Oh, let me see what you guys guessed," and I was like, "Oh."
Oh wait. Oh no, this is Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz Rockets. Those are like franchises that have tough role players to remember like that.
Yeah, that's a
fuck. Mavs Grizzlies. Who played for the Mavs Grizzlies?
Dorian Finney-Smith. Did he play for the Grizzlies? I think it's a little different.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go with that one.
I if you guys don't get Mavs Grizzlies, I'll have a great tip for it later on. I feel like you have more time to stew over it though.
use a player, or do you know any players that you don't that weren't on the thing you saw? Can you guess any players that
That's
you
true.
didn't
I
see?
didn't. There's definitely a lot. I could definitely. There's
Yeah, use ones that you didn't see. Yeah,
yeah, true.
come up with any. Jesus Christ, we could use some help. This is a lot
This-
easier than the 3-1 that we did yesterday. That one was fucking atrocious.
Yeah, it was awful.
I got 2 the first time. I was like, oh no.
Spurs, Rockets. These two teams they're right next to each other.
The thing is, the one that I saw on the bottom right, the middle right is like one of the only ones I like. It's a pretty good one. I just can't say it. I'll wait a while. It's the only one I know of. Almost.
Oh, no, no,
Randolph?
no, no.
Zach Randolph for Mavs, Memphis?
I can't picture
I don't
Mavs.
think he ever played for the Mavs. I think he only played for Memphis.
What's the dude who he's on the Mavs currently? No, maybe not him. He's on the Mavs currently, but he's like the center, but he's undersized a little bit. He's a freak athlete, kind of has like red hair a little bit.
Kluber?
No.
Hmm.
Oh God, I can't remember his name.
Montrezl
On
Harrell?
the Mavs?
Huh?
On the Mavs, you said? Not Dwight
Yeah.
Powell. Not Dwight Powell.
Yeah, Dwight Powell. That's the guy I was
Is he on the
thinking of.
Grizzlies at all?
I don't know. No,
I think
don't know.
might have just been Mavs and us. Didn't he? Wasn't he on our team?
Yeah, we had him for a little bit, yeah.
We could use him.
Oh, I could use Christian Wood for Mavs Rockets, too.
That's what I saw actually.
That one would have been a good one. You could just save Tyson Chandler for something else. He played for everybody as well.
Did Wilson Chandler play for the Grizzlies? I feel like Wilson Chandler could be on a lot of these too.
He played for the Nuggets forever. I don't know if he played on the Grizzlies. He did. He also got bought out. He was one of those players that like he was on the buyout market a little bit. I don't know if
I think he got bought out by China.
China.
I think that's actually true. I think he gets a bet. I think he got a bag by China. I think he's there.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Valanciunas? No.
bottom middle.
Bottom middle.
Who's fucking rock?
This one's gonna be so upsetting because I feel like a lot of players split time.
What about big shot Rob? Bottom middle. He won
Horry?
chips with Olajuwon and the Spurs.
Robert Horry?
Yeah, bottom middle. That's not the one I saw either.
Bottom middle? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want me to lock it in?
Yeah, he hit like his big shots were Rockets, Spurs, and Lakers.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Also, the one I had,
Nice.
Trace McGrady was also one for bottom middle. That's the
one.
because he did a weird year in San Antonio. I remember me and Dan. I actually only remember that because me and Dan were like, "Oh, because we loved Tim Duncan." We're like, "Oh, Trace McGrady's going to the Spurs," and he like played like not a minute.
Did Vince Carter play for the Mavericks and the Grizzlies at the end of his career? I feel like he played for at least one of them.
He might have played for both.
I don't know.
Jacob's fucking nodding his head right now. So I think
He
it's
did.
Vince
Oh, he
Carter.
did. No,
I think it's a good
all right,
call.
I'm locking it in.
Later.
I'm very confident he did.
My hint was going to be that he did a Paul Pierce style buzzer beater, like the Clippers buzzer beater or Wizards buzzer beater. He had one for the Mavs. Like he had like a game winning buzzer beater on the Mavs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So weird.
Rockets and fucking Jazz. Jesus Christ, dude. Who the fuck ever played for these teams?
Kelly Olynyk? No. He played for the
Never played for the
Bulls.
Rockets.
I wish Vernon Maxwell would work here for his hate for the Jazz. He's just involved in the Jazz community. He's still
He just hates
see that though. That he's like my favorite NBA vet follow. He just anytime the Jazz fail, he's like, oh, "Fuck, I knew it. They sucked. I told you guys all along."
Damn it. Jordan Clarkson? No.
No. trying to think. Like,
Clarkson would have been a good top left one.
Oh yeah,
look for small guards that used to play for the Rockets. I feel like they one of them.
Steve Francis.
Stevie Franchise, who doesn't play for the Jazz though.
Yeah,
Kevin,
he's
Kevin
not.
Martin.
Who's Mormon but also played for the Rockets? I feel like they don't have. You can't be like a fun player.
Chase Budinger.
You
Oh
can't.
no, who's the Chandler Parsons?
Did he play for the Jazz?
I don't know if he did play for the Jazz.
No, I think he went to the
Mavericks.
He definitely played for the Rockets.
Yeah.
Who again?
Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, no, that's where he got. That's where he did well enough to get the bag. His shot. He was so fun. Yeah, he could have been. No, you're right. Yeah, that's not. There's no Rockets crossover with Grizzlies.
Dwight Howard. No. Dwight played for a stinky amount of teams too, but I don't think he ever played for the Jazz.
No, that was definitely not one of them.
I'm for some reason I'm thinking like of a European guy like Luis Scola almost.
Hmm.
Luis Scola.
Derek Favors?
Oh, did he ever play for the goddamn Rockets?
He could be one of them.
Who did he play for before he went to the Jazz? Shit.
I think. I don't know if he played with anyone. Did he have to buy them?
Jeff Green? Did Jeff Green play for both? No.
Wait.
Jazz.
Jeff Green's one of the players you study their basketball reference for these types of things. I was thinking when you said Reggie Bullock earlier, I was like, that's one I add to the list to just take a good,
Reggie Bullock.
just take a good gander at his basketball reference for.
God, this is hard. This last one is brutal. Jesus.
It's gonna be somebody absolutely obvious though.
Marco Bellinelli? No. Oh, like Turkoglu? Bellinelli? Turkoglu? Somebody help me.
Think about the Gordon Hayward days in Utah. It's gotta be one of those guys. Those teams are always fucking cycling guys in and out. Fuck. I don't know anybody in either of these fucking teams. I think Derek Favors is the only good guess I've had.
That was a good one.
I don't think it's that good of a guess though.
Jacob, do you have anything?
I only know the one that I know, which is what sucks because this is one of the I only know because I saw the answer.
I got a question. Is it an older player or a modern day?
Modern day, but he's old.
But he's old.
You know what I mean?
He's finishing up his career on one of these teams, probably.
Robin Lopez? No.
It's got to be a guy on the Jazz too. It's got to be an older guy finishing his career on the Jazz because the Rockets are so bad.
They don't have many old guys.
Not any old guys.
Yeah.
Who's on the Jazz roster right now? You're my 2K guy. Who's on the Jazz roster?
Who's on the Jazz roster? Jesus, I don't know.
He plays 2K, man. I don't know.
Colin Sexton, Walker
Laurie.
Kessler,
Laurie.
Yeah, Laurie.
Guys. Maybe he's not even on the fucking Jazz anymore. Maybe I'm just
Yeah, he doesn't have to be on the Jazz. He's an old guy, but he's played for both. And he's in the league still.
And you just do not know him for either of these stints, which sucks.
Career. This was probably like the two fucking early teams in his career, and he got good later or something.
I mean,
fuck me.
Lauer, no, one of the Morses? I'm trying to think of all the old players. No.
One of the Morses.
Give us a conference.
Like that he's on currently.
Yeah.
He's in the West.
That's great. I know we can bless those.
Yeah.
This fucking guy plays for the
Shit.
Grizzlies with some stupid shit.
He has.
He has played for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he's a bit of a journeyman.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Allen? I don't fucking. No, he's not playing anymore, obviously.
Play for the Grizzlies,
I'll play for the Jazz.
Jazz, and the
He played for the
Rockets.
Grizzlies at some point. Grizzlies, Graz, and Walker.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies. Grizzlies is bad.
Oh my god. Did he make the playoffs this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not.
And he only has he actually has one championship.
Who are the playing teams in the West?
I don't know why I'm not looking at my phone.
You're gonna really be mad.
This is tough.
Okay,
Is
so
this like a household name that we're gonna be mad about, or
For us.
apparently not?
So
Not many. There's not many. It's not a household name. It's for sickos, especially Boston sickos.
Memphis, Lakers, Kings, Warriors, Clippers, Suns, Minnesota, Denver.
So, Lakers. It's got to be a guy in the Lakers, I think.
No, I don't know. There's a lot of old blood in that Western Conference.
I know.
A lot of old on the Lakers.
Oh, is it Russell Westbrook?
No, I never played for the Jazz.
Yeah, didn't he get traded to the Jazz?
No. Well, he got traded to the Jazz and got bought out. I don't think that counts.
That does come on, that should count.
After we get it, we can hit the reset button. We can try it and see if it counts, but I don't think it counts.
Did Westbrook play for the Rockets too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, fuck. I think I know the guy, too.
Come on, give it to me. Please. Give me a hint, Steve. Come on.
Small forward shooting guard for the Lakers.
Small forward shooting guard for the Lakers.
Yeah, like a wing kind of player. I think he played for the Lakers in the last couple of years.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Nope. This is fucked up, dude.
Fuck.
This is painful.
Oh. What's his name?
Is he right on the right track?
No. Unfortunately.
No, I'm right check. I'm just thinking of the stupid shit right now.
Yeah. I mean, I this is a really bad. I actually looked up all the possible answers for this, and it's so dumb. It's really bad. Like, I don't know if you guys are gonna get it, and you honestly shouldn't. I wouldn't have not gotten this one. That's for fucking.
Defensive player, 3-and-D guy.
Trevor Ariza? No.
I don't. It's not.
Dabo Cephalosha. I got it. Yes, let's go.
You got that and not Jeff Green.
Oh, it was Jeff Green.
Yeah, I forgot. I almost reacted and told you when you said it earlier.
Let's go.
But you were like, you threw it in the shot in the dark when you said Jeff Green is not even as a guess. So I realized
I fucked up.
So I like recoiled. I was like, oh, it was not a guess.
I fucked it up because I said that it wasn't Jeff Green. I think he played for the Jazz.
Dude, it's literally like
Jazz.
if you look up I looked up the basketball reference and that's why I was like, it's just so stupid. He played.
The Jazz and Rockets are playing right now, by the way, in summer league, so that's fucking right on the money.
You guys,
the
percentages are great.
We ranked 2,428th.
Out of 22,000 of those, so that's not too bad. It's like top 10%.
Yeah, I mean
I'm surprised Robert Ory and Pau Gasol were so high on that.
Big shot. I think the fact that a couple of his buzzer beaters are on those, so at least I think that helps. Pau, yeah, I forgot. You'd think less people would know about the.
Got drafted by the Grizzlies, traded to the Lakers, and finished his career with the Spurs.
It's funny,
Yeah.
Danny Green also. Danny Green fits in all of the bottom row.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, dude. Like Danny Green, what the fuck?
He's the best person for this game. Him and
Him and
Jeff.
Ish Smith. If you ever stuck, just guess Ish Smith. He probably played for one of these teams.
Yeah, sadly,
Shaq.
he's like a way less successful version of Danny Green. Danny Green's a journeyman. We just win chips everywhere. He just goes around 3 championships in 3 different teams. Ish Smith, no one just likes him, which sucks. He's been always better than like he's. I don't know. Every time we play Ish Smith, he gives us trouble.
Destroys the Celtics.
Yeah, and then I see him on like the waiver wire, and I'm like, what the heck?
All right, fellas, that was a successful grid. We nailed it. Did pretty well.
You nailed it. I was just kind of fucking.
That was a snipe.
Yeah, it was nuts. Thabo Cephalosha. I swear to God, my phone was open, but I don't have. This is what I was looking at: the fucking NBA playoffs, not Thabo Cephalosha.
Well,
I think I was thinking of Robert Covington for that spot.
I mean, you could definitely. I think Damari. I saw it as like Damari Carroll too. Like what?
Damn, Jesus. That is a thin roster to choose from. But that's all I got, fellas. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Okay.
I just need these trades to happen. There'll be a lot more to talk about when they actually. It just sucks to just be hearing about them.
Hopefully, the next time we speak, Jaylen Brown will be a Boston Celtic for the next 5 years.
That would be nice.
We have it inked up. That's it. This has been the Banner Report. Thank you, Jacob, for coming. Thank you, Steve, for showing up as always. And that's all we got.
Thank you for
Let's go C's.
Love you guys.
Read Jacob's Substack.
Yeah, I'll be doing some crazy long one bragging about my picks last year. I think I got half the awards right, which is I think I did even Mike Brown, Coach of the Year. I think he got that right.
Nice. Well, release one of those, and I will put some money on it because gambling's legal, and it sounds like I can make some money.
Jacob Substack has the girth and the length that you need.
Nice. Nice. All right, folks. I don't have anything else ready to say to that. We'll end it there. Go C's.
Go C's.
All right. Later.
Love you guys. That was fun.